Today I'm going to show you guys how to get rid of that ugly trigger pull on your Marlin Model 917 17 HMR. I've came up with a really good idea. You don't have to modify your sear, your trigger, nothing. It's simple as 5 steps, I think. You can read about it on my blog. If you go to the link in the description, like and add the Facebook page, and then you can find the step-by-step instructions. I will also post them in the description, so enjoy. Thank you. First of all, we're going to get our gun here. Let's back this bad boy up a little bit. And we're going to get her taken apart. You have one screw here, the very front. And you have one screw at the very back of the trigger, or the very front of the trigger, right behind the magazine. The other one you leave in, it's a wood screw. The magazine part, you have to rock it kind of forward over the magazine. There's the stock. Here's what we are working with. Alrighty. There we go. Let's get zoomed in. Alrighty, so this is what we are working with here. What we're going to do is turn this over. Take this screw. You have to be careful. This trigger group is dovetailed in here, but it is under pressure. So we're going to take this screw out, and now you want to cock your bolt back and wiggle that guy right out of there. See, you do not want to lose that spring there. Do not lose that. Okay, so now we have these C-clamps, these C-clips. You want to pop this bottom C-clip out, just the bottom one. Once you remove this part from the dovetail of the barrel, then we are going to remove this bottom C-clip. Do not lose it. You have to be very careful. If you lose it, you are in a world of trouble. You'll be waiting for new parts. So when we get that done, we pop this pin in, and this safety, you can see here that this safety jumps forward a bit and it sits down on this pin. So remember that when we're putting it back together. You have to knock that safety down a bit. Our trigger comes out just like that. And here's my modification. See this little spring? That is not the original spring. The original spring in this thing is damn near like a car coil. It is ridiculous how strong of a spring they put in this thing. It was way, way, way overboard. They did not need to spring that thing down that much. So now what we have here is our sear is still in this attachment. So what you do is you take a ballpoint pen, the exact one I used. This is a Pilot G2 gel pen. You take that spring out. We need this spring, and you replace it. It sits right in here. So what you're going to do is you're going to put this guy right back in here like this. Seat the spring. and you can know that the pin goes in this side, and this is where you have to bring the safety forward to get that pin to seat. So there. We have a working trigger. So another little modification I did here. Let's see if you can see it. Right here, there's a small hole that this spring, just one second, let me zoom in here. That spring goes in. It goes right in this hole. But what I did to compensate for the lack of trigger tension, I cut a small picture nail and filed it down so it fits in this hole. So when we put this back together, we sit, and I left a bit of the shaft there so it seats the spring. So now all we do is push this back in the dovetail and seat that assembly. We put this screw back in. Jeez, I'm going to have to autofocus from now on. And in the description, I will teach you how to safety check. But basically, check how light this trigger pull is. Now you're running about a 1.5 pounds, 2, 3. It really depends on the size spring you run. Thank you for watching. Like my page in the description, subscribe, and share. Thank you guys.